Happy Saturday morning, everybody. Daniel here as we are building the Straw Challenge website so that we can track our success over the next couple days. Today's big goal is just to share a little bit about success, what we've had happen, update some things in WordPress that I forgot to turn on, see how that process is working, and we want to set up Trello so that we can document tasks, and if people want to suggest improvements, that can happen. So we'll put a quick little form and let that happen in Zapier, and then I'm going to share an intent to work on the Roulette Wheel and see how that process will work out, and we'll take our first dive into Bubble, which is the no-code solution that can hopefully make all this happen. Now we've got a really big goal to hit by 5 p.m. on Sunday, so that is about 30 hours from now, so either I won't be sleeping a lot or I will, depending on how far we get. So again, big goal is to set up this infrastructure for what we're going to have as a challenge that starts Sunday 5 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time to sell bamboo straws. And I can only use Twitter. I've got some colleagues that are on some other platforms, and we'll see what happens with that. So I'm going to build in public and share everything with you, why I choose different tools, what makes some of these websites tick, and probably make a lot of mistakes, but we get to learn through those together. So background's a little bit different. Sitting at a house today. Here it's about 9:20 a.m. on Saturday, so it's not too hot here in the outback of Australia just yet. So if there's anything I can do, put it in the comments. Let me know. Otherwise, we will have a good time building here in public. So I'll keep on going until I get hungry, thirsty, or somebody calls for me to do something else. So expecting a call from a potential partnership, which should be pretty cool if that happens. Otherwise, we will just keep on going and building until we get something amazing happen. So we'll go ahead and we'll start sharing our screen, and I'll share with you how I have this set up today. So one of the things that you can do in Mac, and I'm not sure if you can do it on a Windows or anything, but you can have different windows set up. So what I've got going on is I've got two different windows. The first one's going to be our first area that we're going to build and look at the website and WordPress and everything like that. And the other one's going to be our social media and our area where we're going to pay attention to what people are saying, and this is also an area for us to have other tabs open that actually don't distract us. So we'll also put Trello up there. So goal number one, I wanted to show you a really exciting item. So if you go to the website, and this is one of the things we have to fix, so if we go to the strawchallenge.com website, and again, this is all making sure that all the different items that we have are still working. Let me put the picture-in-picture on so we can see what's going on. And if you come in here, if you just go to strawchallenge.com, well, it's actually the default page. So that's one of the first things we have to do is make this divert back to the actual home page that we have. So how you do that in WordPress is you come over here to your dashboard, and whenever you go into your appearance and no, it's settings. No, it's under appearance, customize. This lets you change the big overarching items for your WordPress template, and one of the things that they do is they have this area called homepage settings, and they usually have it defaulted into your latest post, but we want to make it a static page, and we select our home page as our home that we had before. And once we publish that, if anybody goes into, and if we can, I like to use a total different browser. If we go into Safari, and this is going to bring over, let me show you these two different windows. So if, at least how I have it set up, is if I go to one of my corners, these are all the open windows. I love open windows. I don't know why, but I have a lot of stuff going on at once. And if we want to come over here to our Safari, we want to drag it over to our working area, which is this desktop too. Once we go there and we use 3 fingers to swipe to the left, we now see everything we have going on. We go to strawchallenge.com, nothing else after it. What should happen, since if we updated that page if we press save, I don't know if we did. Yep, so now this is the build in public for the straw challenge. There it is, and now that fixes that. Somebody posted that earlier today, something that we needed to fix. So next thing that we need to do is come back to our Chrome, and once we do this, I want to show you that if we come back over to our Stripe account and what we've been doing, and I'll log into my dashboard, something pretty cool happened whenever I shared what we were doing with the straw challenge. So for the first time ever, we've had a couple people that have successfully clicked on the support either in USD or Australian, and what they've done is we have our first 2 subscribers. So we now have, for our challenge, a little bit more money to spend on marketing. They like what we're doing, which is pretty cool, so that's a great thing to wake up to that people notice. So just put it out there. Tell your network what you're doing. There's never an inopportune time to let people know what you're working on, and just ask them for $1, ask them for $5, something like that. We are taking a pretty big hit percentage-wise from credit card processing, so Stripe usually does 30 cents plus 1.8 to 2.9% depending on your country of origin, and they'll also do, I don't know if these are both in USD, but we'll be able to see, which is actually pretty cool. So thank you to those people that believe in what we're doing, and let's have some fun for them today. So we've already taken care of number 1, but now let me show you how I would come over here and document what I'm doing. So Trello is a really good task management software. It's now owned by an Australian company called Atlassian, and they have some amazing corporate programs that you can use if you need it. So you can just come in here, you can sign up, it's free. If you're just managing your own tasks or small projects like what we're going to be doing with the Straw Challenge, it's pretty easy to take this to the next step. So let me show you exactly what we're doing. So Trello is set up, if you can imagine, a big massive area on your screen. See, they're telling us Atlassian, that's great. I actually don't have an Atlassian account anymore. Let me continue. They're not letting me change this to keep. Can I press escape? No. Okay, so there we go. So think about a board like this, and there's a whole bunch of competitors. And what you've got are these different projects you can have, and imagine them being a board or a wall where you have a whole bunch of post-it notes, maybe with a little bit of information. And if you've got an idea, it's a really good practice just to put it there, because you can't keep your mental energy up if you're always remembering, what was that one item that customer X, Y, or Z said that we needed to do. So a really good process is to just document everything. If it's not documented, it doesn't exist. So let's go ahead and create a board. So the way you do that, you click on boards at the top left, and at the bottom I have this option to create a new board. We're going to call it the Straw Challenge, and we're going to create that. I'm going to show you a couple things that you can do. One, just set it up and see what they can do. So this is going to be our parking lot. Add a list, create another one. This is the working on. Actually, let's make this one to do. Let's add another one, ready to test, and in public or deployed. So deployed. And the way it works is you can drag any of these anywhere. So I'm going to put to do before working, because that's what it is. We're going to put all the ideas that we have for a parking lot there, and we're just going to put the things in there. So number one thing that somebody suggested is on the donation thank you page, add social shares. It's been a while since I've done that, so we'll work together on how to do that. Another thing that I want to do is I want to add the video stream, or add the historical videos for people to watch, like yesterday's and both today's, so we can embed those and people can see what we were doing. Okay, so once we have that, we already did. So for instance, if we did have make the home page go to home instead of default post. And sometimes you want to give yourself a little bit more information. So if you click on it, it'll bring it up in a bigger view, and you can add more information as suggested by Gold Zulu. That's somebody I showed the site to. You can put more information. There's great. You can put bullet list if you want to on the formatting help. It tells you whatever you have. First level headers, items like that. Bold things, really cool if you want to. Ingredients. So you can do like item 1, item 2, and once you save them, it puts them in a little bit of a list for you. So cool. So there we have there. But since we went ahead and did this, it was in our to-do. We worked on it. We tested it. It appears, and then ready to test. And the last list that we have is deployed, and we drag it to deployed. And now the cool thing that you can see as you're working on this, if you click on the item, you can see who started and did what if you have a team, and you see when that they did items. And of course it says a few seconds ago, but later on you'll see that it has date and times as time progresses. So the next thing I want to do is I want to connect Zapier up to a suggestion form. And on this, and I'll show you another cool thing that Trello does, is you can add checklists. So if you come over here, so checklist is, checklists are really good if it's the same process over and over again, but you can also create your Zapier, you can name it whatever you want to. This one is going to be used once and then it's done. So our checklist name is going to be Zapier to Trello suggestions. So once we do that, an item is create the Zapier webhook, create the form with, we want to put CAPTCHA, let's not do, we'll solve that problem for you. Create the form, add form entry to Trello. Okay. There we go. So I always like to put in the goal is to let users submit suggestions for improvement on the website. Great. So tools we're going to use are what's called Contact Form 7, which creates our form for us, and then Contact Form 7 to Zapier webhook, and then a cool tool called Zapier, which is an automation tool that just waits around for either time or for the other actions to happen, and it says, hey, once it happens here, go ahead and do this other action on this other website. I use it a lot for automation. I'm going to show you exactly how I do that, and it's actually pretty fun. And a couple times I had to pause my screen so that actually if somebody, I don't care that much. Never mind, forget about that. Okay, all right, so item number 1, so there's our to-do list. And then we'll quickly go over to the next part. So item number 1 that we want to do is we said we wanted to create a form, and it's going to be really easy and simple. So if we come over here after we published the change in the home page, I actually want to take out some of that, but we'll do that. We'll show you how it works. So we come over here to the contact and we create a new form. And you can use this for contact pages like, hey, are you still open, or improvements, but we're going to take it for data collection. So this is a this is going to be a straw challenge suggestion box. So they do go ahead and default in your name, your email. We're going to get rid of the subject because we don't need it. This is doesn't look native like click and go like what say Microsoft Word will, but it's really well supported across the internet. Tons of little tools out there, but we're going to make a really easy example of it. So your suggestion, so we have their name, which is required, suggestion, text area, we're going to put a star there, so that makes it required. Send, and there we go for that. So once we save it, it then gives us this thing called a slug. We're going to change the submit button later on, but I'll show you how to do it. And it has this thing called a shortcode. And the way that works is if we come over here to our pages, and I'm going to click here and right click and say open a new tab so we can look at 2 things at once. and edit it. And as we do this, we're going to come over here to our home page and we'll click on Edit with Elementor. So we're going to do a couple things. Number one that we're going to do is we're going to add a new area down here. It's just going to be this, and we're going to say, we're going to give it a quick little header. We're going to add it right there. Suggestions. So straw challenge suggestions. Link, it's not going to go anywhere, but the style, I definitely don't like that. I'm going to change it to all black. That's what we've got going on. Style, we're going to come back over here. Size, we're going to make it large, and then we're going to come back over here and it should let us center it. So that's what we want to do. And then we're going to put a little box here. Now we have to do something called a short code, which comes over here, we drag it, we put below, and what we copy and pasted from the contact form 7, it's now asking us to paste it here. Once we do that, our form actually shows up, which is really cool. Your name required, rah rah rah, all that other stuff. Send, the button is definitely purple or whatever color that is, and we know that we'll change that later on to match up here. So I'm gonna come over here, and I know that our color that we want is this one right here. And one of the things that you can do whenever you have a shortcode, it's either in one of two places, I forget. Additional settings, let's see how to change that color. Contact form 7, change button color. See, somebody else has done it, and they probably tell us, see, there's a nice little video, 114 seconds long. Let's see what they suggest. I'm just trying to find the quick area. I think they're going to do it in the additional CSS or cascading style sheets in WordPress, but let's see where she suggests us go. So where did she go? So there it is. She gives it an ID, which I guess that's one way to do it. And general form tag attributes. She's saying button, gives it a, it's actually not how I would do it. So form tag generator. Oh, she's got more options than us. So submit, what is she doing? So she gives ID is, so how did she do that? I think she's going to go into the, yeah, she's going to theme options. That's what I thought she would do. Okay, so let's actually come back over here. We can change that in just a second. And if we come over here to the content, straw challenge suggestions. Okay, that's great. Let's apply this. And whenever we come back over to our contact form, it's going to email us. It's going to tell us rah rah rah, whatever else it is, your subject, which we don't have in there. So we straw challenge suggestion, reply to, subject's not there, so we get rid of that. And then here is the suggestion. And once we go ahead and save that, and then somebody comes over here to Safari, you'll be able to see what people are doing. And by the way, I'm in Australia right now, and there's some mosquitoes. So if you occasionally see me doing that and trying to kill something, that's just trying to protect myself a little bit. So now we should see once that gets saved, if it did, let's see, suggestion box, let's save that. Did we publish that? Let's update this. And once we do that, and we come back over here, hold down shift, press refresh, the world works out. We should now have a suggestion box. Your name, Daniel, your email. Let me show you another cool tool that you can do. And actually, I won't do that. Your email, hello@example.com. Make the send button green. And there it is. So there is that. Your message has been sent. It clears everything out. That's just the default behavior for everything that happens. And let's see what happens. So if we come over here now, if I come back over here to my many tabs for what I have going on, and I come over here to my, that's not there. Hold on. If I come back over here to my Hotmail, which I have no idea where it is because I got too many things going on. We'll just start a new tab because that's what you do whenever you have too many. So once we have this thing going, okay, just a second. We've got Trello. It's telling us some things. One of the things that happens whenever you're just getting started and you're warming up a new domain is things may pop into a junk email, and that's what's happened because I haven't set up things like DKIM and all that other stuff, but we're not sending email out, so I really don't need it. I know to look. And then there is our send button, so that's pretty cool. We've got that. So tick box, we actually get our suggestions. That's great. So now let's see what we have left to do. So the next thing we're going to say is we're going to have this suggestion go into our Trello board. So the tool that I like to use for that is something called it's called Zapier. So let me show you that. So if we come over here to Zapier.com, and a really cool program, and basically all it is it says, hey, whenever you do this action on this website, do this other one. They support, I think now it's over 2,000 different programs. Big companies use them. It's great for automation and integrations, especially whenever you don't have a tech team. I'm a paying user for them. Love what they're doing. Love what Wes and his team are doing with this. So I'm going to go ahead and just log in. If the computer remembers everything that we're logged in for, and I may go and get my water in a second. Oh, and I just turned on my screensaver. If I remember my own password. And now we want to create a new one. So it's a pretty good guide in how it works. And so, like, for instance, I'm just coming over here and I'm saying, hey, let's create a new Zap. And whenever I click over here on Make a Zap, it's then going to ask me, hey, what two do you want to connect with? Since I've worked with Zapier before, I know that what I want to do is I want to come over here and I want to do what's called a webhook, and that one you actually pay for in your plan. And we want to wait for something to happen. And once we do that, we come over here, and this is our webhook of what they have for us, and this is where that web form, that contact form that we have, is going to post to. So I'm going to go ahead and just grab that, copy that, build it over here, and then they make it super simple that you come over here, webhook, integrate, send a webhook. That's great. And we also wanted to keep on sending that as normal. So once we save that, we'll now come back over here and we will submit a second one. And let's just go and grab our email that it had, because copy and paste, no sense in wasting time. We'll say it's not junk, because that's what we're doing. Come back over here to Safari and let's test it out. So we're going to come back over here to Safari. We'll come back over here to Safari, and we're going to just reload the page. So it's a fresh one, and we come over here. This is going to be Daniel. Our email is daniel@example.com. Give our suggestion. There we go. Press send. Gives us our little confirmation. That's great. Now if we come back over here to Zapier, we do that. It's waiting for it. Let me click off this guy because I don't need it. Click on refresh, and I may have done that too soon. It's waiting to find data. Send a request to D03. Do we have D03? I think we do. Webhook D03. That's great. Test trigger. It found that, so we did that. That's exactly what we did. Press continue, and now it's going to say, all right, we found that. Now what do you want to do? So all you have to do is now type in the name of the program that you did before or that you want to connect it up with. This is going to be Trello, and what we want to do is we want to create a card. And it's going to say, all right, you want to do that. Connect an account if you have one. I have one. It's going to remember me. And once it does that, yep, connect that. That's great. Allow. Once we do that, Trello account, it connects up the account first, and then it says, hey, now that you've got an approved account, you've let us see what's in there. Now it'll come down here and say which board you want to do. And we have our straw challenge board, and then we want to add it to the list, which is the parking lot. So name, and here's the cool thing. So if we come over here, we want it to go from there, and the description, we're going to put in the message again in case we want it. Press enter, put in the person's, we're going to type in from, and the person whatever, and then we're going to type in, we're going to say, hey, use that data that you just collected and create this card with it. We're going to user submitted. There we go. Custom label. Bottom of the board. That's great. Due date doesn't matter. Press continue. And let me show you what's going to happen. So right now we don't have anything in there that's been from that user submitted form. But what happens whenever we say, hey, test and review, is it's saying, hey, successfully a card's been created, and if the world works out, and we come over here, there is our new automatic suggestion. So what we just did is we created a form, put it on the WordPress, and then we said, hey, whenever that form's submitted, we also want to create some accountability, and we add that to the parking lot, and we add a tag there. And if we click on it, we'll see those things. So make the button green. There we go. Labels, user submitted, in case we just want to see all the ideas that people have submitted. And there we go. So that's how you create a web form to automatically go into Trello or a whole bunch of other programs that you want. Okay, so let's look and see how we're doing on our to-do list. Connect Zapier. So what did we just do? We created the webhook, we created a form, add form entry to Trello. So we were working on it. We wanted to do it. We worked on it. We just tested it, and you know what? It's deployed. So tick mark on one of our goals for what we're doing. All right, so let's see what else we need to do. So we need to add historical video. So one of the cool things that we can do is if we come over here to our the videos that we have. So we have 2 videos. So let's copy that and look at the cool thing that happens whenever you're in your page. So let's come over here and let's add a let's just add 3, and we're going to do a quick little header. Do it there, and then we're going to add. Let's add a video. I like to add all my stuff at once, and then come back in and edit it. So there's our video, and I'm pretty lazy, but notice if we come here, we just paste that link for what we have. Here's our straw challenge part 2. And then the cool thing that happens is if you right click on one of these and you duplicate it, it makes your life a lot easier. So let's so we know that this one is going to be our straw challenge 2, updating bubble.io. And there is a way to automate this, but we're just not going to. So we paste that, and again, we want the style. We want it to be black. And then over here, we're going to grab yesterday's video. Let's actually, let's put our goals there. So let's add more text editor. Let's put that below here, below the video. Rah, 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 there's our goals. Let's make it a little bit pretty, a bulleted list. Set up Trello, task for parking lots, make first attempt at creating a roulette wheel, and first attempt to create a player list. So there we go. And now let's come back over here to our first video, and no one's watching, which is totally cool. So I'll come back over here and we'll look at our part 1 video for what we're doing. So here's part 1. Come back over here, and this is how easy it makes it. So if we click there, change our link to the video, there it is. Let's go ahead and duplicate this text, and let's actually add it up there. See, look how easy that is in our little navigator. Come back over to our video and put what our goals. Now I do know that yesterday I said this was the goals on social media, so let's I also put it there. So goals, stretch goals, there we go. Come over here, paste those things, goals. So our goals, we'll just get rid of domain hosting SSL, made our website, email creation, and then we had our stretch goals of email capture for notifications for site, yep, and there we go. So now whenever we publish this and we update it, people can just follow along. Oh, we forgot to do that. So let's duplicate our header so everything's there. And let's get rid of this header. Let's delete that. And grab our title so everything's consistent for what we're doing. We update that. Now we get to go to Safari, and let's see what magic we just made happen, which is actually pretty cool. All right, so now if we scroll down, we should see our videos. Ooh, those are really big. So, to make it more consistent, let's actually make the video up top. Ooh, that looks ugly. And let's actually make that instead of H2, let's make it H3. That does not look very good now, does it? So we update, we come over here, press shift refresh. Should be smaller, slightly smaller. Does it do it? Shift. I don't like that. Let me put the videos up. So here's the cool thing. We can just drag that if we want to change it. Much easier than getting a developer to come in here and do a whole bunch of stuff for us. And now it's going to look a little bit more uniform for what we have. We click on update, come over here, hold down shift, press refresh. Those are huge. Why are they as huge? Can I change those? Let's see, H3 size, medium. I don't know if that's going to do anything. I do not like that. There, yeah, medium looks alright. So we'll come over here. Now we know what's going on. Medium, update. And the other thing I don't like is that there's a lot of padding at the top. So we're going to come over here and put those to 0. But then we're also going to come over here and we're going to add another heading and make this one. Oh, is it not letting us do it? Section. We'll just add it before. Actually, we'll come down here and add our text. There's always 50 different ways to do it. Follow along. H2 medium sounds good. Style of black. As we go, let's make sure that we're centering that because that's the proper thing to do. Drag this section up to before that section. Follow along, and let's come over here and get rid of the padding too. Make it pretty tight. Update. And now that should be slower. We should have follow along right there. Follow along. Ooh, it's there, but I want that a little bit bigger. So we're going to come over here, medium. Let's just see what default does. No idea. Shift and refresh. Follow along. There we go. Perfect. All right, so let's see how our to-do list is coming along. So if we come over here to our Trello board, again, tasking is good. Add the historical videos. We did that, so we did it. We worked on it. We tested it, and it is deployed and live. Look at this. Look what we're doing. Great Saturday morning, don't you think? All right, so now make the send button green. So I think what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to get a little bit more information. So I'm going to do two things. So one, I'm going to come over here and come here. And one thing you have to do, and this is a little bit advanced, but I'll show you exactly what we're doing, is if we right click on this, we can do this thing called Inspect Element. This is both in Chrome and this is in Safari. And it's going to give us a name. And it's going to be like C7 dot button something 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 or another. I don't know what it's going to do, but it will give it to us in just a second. And so as we're working on this, see, input via, yep. So it's going to be one of these really, really long names that we have here. Something, yep, so it's that WP7 submit. And I just double clicked in there, copied that, and now I'm going to come back over to our we're going to come back over to our WordPress, and we're going to come over here. We're done with this, but I'm going to come back over here. We're done with the webhook, and the way that you do it is you come over here to the customize, and this is about the theme that you're using. And there's going to be colors if you want, but that's really not what we're going to be doing. We actually want to, oh, clicked on the wrong one. We want to come down here on the appearance and our customize. There's going to be an area for our additional CSS. And what we're going to do, if I remember how to do it, we're going to come over here, and it gives us some live stuff, which is pretty cool. I think it's dot that open curly bracket color black. I have no idea if that did it. Nope. Let's do background, height background, color black. Nope. Let's do that. Nope. It's not that. Dot button. Nope. Dot. Nope, that's not it. So now we turn to the internet. So change button color contact form 7. Let's see how they have us do it. style content, add new option. Green Geeks, which is our hosting provider. That's great. Let's see how they have us do this. How to customize. Oh, I love these guys. They're doing great. Left hand contact style. What is this? I've not seen this. What is this? Huh. But anyway, here's what they're telling us to do. So we are just going to copy and paste. I was close. What happens if we publish it? I thought it did real time. Does it? Oh, we have to get rid of the braces. Publish. Let's come back over to Safari, shift refresh. Did not change that. How to customize. Method 1. Admin customize, we did that. Click on the, here's where you add CSS to your website, copy and paste the following code. Alright, well they want us to do that, so let's see what happens. I don't think this will work off the bat. But let's see. Ooh, so it did that, but it didn't change the button. Unless. Oh. That is not what we wanted. So I actually don't want that background there because I think it's ugly. Your suggestion text area, I want it white. And then the button, why is that not doing it? Background color, that should do it with 100%. So that's actually not firing for some reason. So that's actually gray. Why would that not do it? Let's publish and see what happens. Can I change that? So right click, inspect element, input value send. Should have our background hyphen color, but if we change this to C0, 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 that's gray. So where's this being computed from? Input submit WP block file. Now sometimes you have to come over here and say important, PRT, important. Oh, before you actually close that out and do that, publish. Shift refresh. That is overriding it for some reason. Maybe spend about 2 more minutes on this and then we've got other things to do. So if we take that out, where is that coming from? WP block file button. I wonder what that is. Yeah, I just don't know. What if we come over here and let's come back over here, exit to dashboard. Let's actually give that an ID. So, or maybe install and activate contact form 7. Let's try that. Plugin. I didn't even know that existed. So let's go to plugin. So click here. Add new. Ooh, looks to be a little bit old. Let's download it and see what happens. This will be fun. If this doesn't work, or if it blows up the system. So plugins, upload plugin, click and drag and choose file. There we go. Install now. Please don't break the system. Then you get to learn how to bring back a WordPress website after you break it. That'll be fun. So if we come over here to the contact form, and we should only have, I think, one in there besides the, so let's edit this, and then style template, we don't want that, not active. Can we get a custom? Okay, so what are they suggesting? So how to? Contact style, add new, so that's what they're having you do. Okay, so if we come back over here, contact style, let's leave this. Let's do contact styles, add new. Hopefully it gives us a button, and we get to suggest the submit button. So preview, okay, that's fine. Straw suggestion, donate. Okay, so there's our preview. Select forms for current style. Okay, Google font. We want the input submit button. Normal, state, width, height, background color, select color, and we come back over to our user submitted green. Come over here, and we should be able to paste that. Yep, there we go. And let's actually delete this out so it doesn't do anything. And then click preview. Should be select one of the forms above and press generate preview. How do you do that? Publish. Publish. Now let's come over here to, sometimes it's those very little things that you want to get right. Sometimes take forever. Please work. Green, there we go. Thank you, Green Geeks, for making us create a green button. Okay, so now we come back over here to our to-do list, and we were working on it. Oh, parking lot, to do, working on, ready to test. Again, this is more complicated deployed. Okay, what else do we say? So add a thank you page, add social shares. So let's add social share to WordPress. Let's just do that. Let's figure out how it does. Ooh. Let's see how people jetpack. We don't want that. Social pug. What is social pug? That sounds interesting. Pug. Social pug. Customizable share buttons. It supports raw. Can be placed before and after a blog post. Floating sidebar to scroll. If you do it, sharing is caring. That's actually, you want to display the share count, we don't care about that. Change labels, we don't, that's the shortest list of supported networks. We don't want that. What we really want is a button that says share to Twitter or something like that. Let's figure out, I don't want to share this. I want to click to tweet. Okay, navigate to tweet. First thing, however, do click to tweet, and also we love craft the tweet or whatever. Okay, let's see if we can do this. So let's is this a free service? Click to tweet. I've never seen this. So let's learn together. What is a sign in with Twitter to get started? The easiest way to promote, share, and track your content on Twitter, and it's free. Do I really want to do this? Write the message you want others to share in the box. Click generate new link. Share and track the activity of the link. Sure, why not? What's the worst that happens? I revoke access. They spam all my Twitter. So let's authorize that. And let's see what magic they make happen. Please, no, don't want to do that just yet. I just supported the straw challenge. So the build in public. I just supported follow Johnson along as he builds an e-commerce site in public. Public to sell straws. Generate shortened links, that's okay. Strawchallenge.com. Let's not shorten it. No tracking. Generate a new link. So how's this tweet preview, rah rah rah. Yep. Let's stop that. Call to action, that's great. Themed embed, let's see what that is. Let's see what happens. So copy this, and this is where it gets pretty cool with WordPress. If we come back over here to WordPress, and now we come back over here to our page, which is our thank you page after somebody successfully pays. We want them to come back and click on the pages. So they see the home page, they click on donate, takes them to Stripe. If they're successful, they come back to us, and that they, this is the success page, so we click on edit with Elementor, and we should be able to put HTML in there if the world goes pretty well. So let's come over. So we tell them to share, but we didn't tell them how to do that. So let's actually come in here and get rid of our padding. That's a lot of padding. Come over here, build in public, rah. What if we do that? No, that's fine. And now let's come over here and let's add some, come over here and add some HTML. And let's just put it right below. And this should be the text that we have that we copy and paste. We click on update. And now if we go to this particular page by, I think it was just success. So if we come over here to strawchallenge.com/success. Okay, so why doesn't it actually tell us what we're so if we click on that, link not found. Well, that's great. That's not what needed to happen. Let's go back and let's see why this isn't working. So we went ahead and I just embed code, open link in new window, preview. Whoops. Shorter card. Let's do that. Upgrade. Oh, well, that's great. Themed embed. Okay, great. I just supported rah. Click to tweet. Okay. Oh, did I not select the right one? Let's do this one. So we copy that code, we bring it back over here, copy and paste, update, come over to, whoops, we don't need to do, alright, why is this not doing it? Oh, spinning wheel of death, that's great. Come back over here to this, click on shift and refresh. There we go. So now whenever somebody pays, they'll get this prompt to go ahead and do that. That's pretty cool. All right, so let's go back over to our Straw Challenge items. Donation page, social share, we did it, we worked on it. We need to do one more test. So if we click on there to tweet, goes to Twitter. I'm not logged in, but that should have worked. Perfect. Okay. So that does work. All right. So we did what we said we would do. We're right under an hour, which is a lot of work to get through. So there we go. So what's next is I want to take a quick break, and I'll come back in about 15 minutes, start a new stream since we did those things, and then we'll come back and we'll outline what we want to do in Bubble so that we can create what's next, which is the So what we're going to do next is come back and look at Bubble, and we're going to see if we can design something that we can start creating our shell of a game for what I want to show you. So I'll show you the product about what we're going to do. I'm going to show you what I think we may be able to accomplish. We're going to be under the gun to see if we can get it done by 5 p.m. tomorrow, but we'll do that together.